So we'll continue with DAX functions today with number functions and formatting functions. Number functions, like we saw this date and text functions, these number functions will be working on number columns. Say for example, we go here, let's go to this data. And here in this data column, we have few number columns. You see here, I have this sales. So on this, we'll start working. And also we can use this profit or quantity or any of these number columns. Now when I say abs, this is absolute. Absolute means if there are any negative numbers, that will convert to positive numbers. Let's see if you have any negative numbers in this. Just try to filter this. Yes, we have few negative numbers here. This abs will actually convert these negative numbers into positive numbers. Go to this table tools, say new column, then say function equals abs of say profit, close bracket, say what this will do, it will convert the negative numbers into positive numbers. Now if you go and check this, you'll not have any negative numbers here. So everything will be converted into positive numbers. Next one is round. So round up and round down. This will actually round the decimal numbers. Let's go here. I have this new column. First we'll see round. Round will round the decimal numbers based on the number of digits I give here. Say function round equals round off, say take profit only, profit, comma, it lasts for number of digits, I'll say 2 digits, say enter. So this will round the values, that is to the 2 digits. So we also saw this in query editor as well. See, this 14.1694 will be rounded up to 2 decimals, that is 14.17. So likewise, all the numbers will be rounded off to the 2-digit values. Now suppose if you want to round the values to the higher level always, say for example, you can say this, say 6.104 or something, or say 35.33. If you want to round it off to the higher level, then I can use this round up. Let's go to this new column. Then say function round up equals round up, then we'll say the number, that is profit, comma 2 decimals, and say enter. And say enter. This will round the values to the upper side. Let's go and check. You can see this, see 6.104 has become 6.11, and here 35.3346 has become 35.34. That means it will round to the higher level. Fine. So we also have something called as round down, that is to the lower level. Let's take this new column. Then we'll say function round down. Round down, it lasts for number. I'll say profit, comma, I'll say 2 digits, say enter. Now this will be rounded off to the lower level. We can say this, say 14.17, here it is 14.16. Say 1.9697 will become 1.96. So likewise, depending on the value here, so it will round off. Right. Next one, ceiling and flooring. Like what we have this round for decimal numbers, we have the ceiling and floor for rounding of the whole numbers. Now let's go back. We'll say new column. I'll take ceiling. Ceiling means top. Now let's take the sales now. Say function ceiling. Say ceiling of, it lasts for number, I'll say this time sales, and it lasts for significance. Significance means to the nearest value. Let's say I want to round it off to the nearest 10th significance or 100 significance, whichever I need I can specify. It is not only 10 or 100 or something, so you can give the significance however you want. Say if I say 5, if it is 8, then the nearest fifth significance will be 10, something like that. Let's take 10 as my significance, so that will be easy to understand. I'll say enter. I have the sales, the nearest 10th significance will be 50 for this, that is 48. The nearest 10th position will be 50. See, for 7 it is 10, so 114 it will be 120, like this. So if I make it 100, then the nearest 100 significance, it will give me the result. Say 48, it will show me 100 here. See, like this. So the nearest 100th significance, it will give me the value. So if I go and give the significance as 5, then it will give me the significance, that is the 5th position. From this nearest 5th position it will give. See, for 7 it is 10, so 45 it is 45, let's say 21.8 it is 25, that is the nearest 5th position. So you can specify the significance and you can get the result here. That is for ceiling. Similarly, I have floor. Floor is the lower level, that means down. Let's go to this column. Then let's say round. Function floor. Floor of, say, sales, comma. It lasts for the significance. Again, let me give as 10 and say enter. It will give me the lowest 10th significance. See, here it's 40, it's 0. So depending on the sales value, I have the sales value here, say 48.86. The lowest 10th significance will be 40. For 7 it is 0. For 114 it will be 110, like this. So you can plan accordingly whether I want to round the values to the higher level or lower level, then I can give the significance. This is for rounding the whole numbers. Now I have this even and odd. This again is a rounding off function which will round off the value to the nearest even numbers or odd numbers. Let's go back. Now here I'll say new column. function even equals even of sales. Say enter. Now the sales value which is there here will be rounded off to the nearest even number. Say 7.28. It is rounded off to the nearest even number. Fine. Next is odd. Suppose if you want to round it off to the nearest odd number, that also I can do by using this odd function. Say function odd. Say odd, and then take this sales, say enter. This will round up to the nearest odd values. This is for rounding off of the values. Next is about the calculations. Let's say I want to divide a value. Let's see without doing it by a function, and then we'll see by a function. Suppose when you're doing a calculation, let's say I'm dividing profit by sales. If you want to do that calculation, I'll say new column, and I'll say divide sales by profit equals profit divided by sales. Change this heading, say divide profit by sales. I'll say enter. Now this is without function. I'm not using any function here. Directly I'm doing the calculation here. So I'm dividing the profit values by sales. So I'm getting the result here. Similarly, I can do this by using a divide function. Let's go here and say new column, say function divide equals divide, and then I'll say numerator profit and denominator as sales. Alternative result. This alternative result, suppose if I'm getting some error, say sometimes what will happen if I'm dividing a number by 0, what will happen, we'll get some errors. Say safe divide function with ability to handle divide by 0 case. So when a value is divided by 0, what will happen is we'll get some errors. So if I'm getting any error like that, I have an option of giving alternative result. Say enter. Let's go and check if there are any errors in this. Let's check this. If there are any values which are divided by 0, then we'll get error. There is nothing like that, so no problem. Suppose if there are any values which are 0, it is getting divided, then we'll have some errors. Let's go and check here. So here also I'll not have error because there is no value such which find errors, so here also will not get any zeros. Suppose if you think that there are some problem like this which I'm actually dividing by 0, then directly use this divide function instead of using these options. Another way of dividing is we have this quotient. So this one actually don't have any error handler. By using this quotient also we get the errors. How to rectify that I'll show you. Since I don't have the values divided by 0, so here we will not get that error. But suppose if you think that there are some values which are getting zeros, then check that. Let's go and see if we can actually take this column and see this function floor. I'm having this 0 and we'll see column. I'll take this function even and function floor because we have some zeros here. We'll see if we get some errors. Okay, so now say function quotient equals say quotient. I'll take the numerator, will take this function even and then divide by this floor because we have some 0 here. Function even comma function floor. Then we'll see when I say enter, let's check what will be the results. Division by 0 has occurred, see, because there is some zeros here. So we cannot actually use these kind of things. Let's go and change the columns. See, for divide also, for divide it will work. If I give here as divide, let me give divide, and here I'll say comma alternative result, I'll say 0, say enter. See, here I'm getting the result. But when I give this quotient, so what's happening is here there are zeros, so it is giving me error, it will not divide. So in this case, what we'll do is we'll take if error, say if error of quotient, then value if error, see, in the end I'll say 0, say enter. Now let's see if there are any errors. I should get 0. So usually we use this divide only instead of this quotient. I'm just showing you that we will get the quotient also. See, now I'm getting the result. That means I'm tracking this error now. In case if you're using this quotient, then try to use this if error because there is no error handler for this quotient. But for divide, we have that quotient, this error handler, so I don't have to bother. I'll get the result properly. Fine. Next is mod. Mod is nothing but it is modulus operator. Means mod means it will give me the remainder as the result. Say here, if I divide any value, quotient means I'll get the results, that is how many values that is which is divided. But mod means it will give me the remainder. Say for example, I divide 7 and 5, the remainder will be 2, the quotient will be 1. Let's go here, we'll see how this mod will work. We'll take any of these columns only, so it will be easy for us to take the result. Say floor and even, I'll take these 2 columns only. Say function mod of, it lasts for number. Let's take I'll take profit only, comma 2. I didn't take this even or odd because if I say even or odd here, it will give me 1 only as the result. So I've taken this mod profit and taken 2 as the dividing value. So now when I say enter, so what it will do is it will divide the number by 2, and whatever results I'm getting, that will be available here. That is in this column. See, this will be the reminder. Let's go and check what is there in profit. You see this profit 14.1694. If I'm dividing this number by 2, so what will happen? This is a even number, so this will be divided by 7. That is 2 into 7 is 14. Then the remainder will be 0.1694. If you go and check this, I'm getting this, say 0.1693, something like this. So if you go and check this result that is in profit, say it will divide by 2, then whatever remainder is there, that I'll be getting it. So here it says 1.96 because 2 cannot be divided by this, so directly it will give me the remainder here. So 34.47, it will be 0.47 something. See, 0.46 something. That means mod will give me the result of whatever the remainder is available. So even this, sometimes you might get errors. So in that case, you can use if error as well. If you want, you can use it, otherwise you can ignore. Power and square root. Power means if you want to find the power of some values. Say, go here, let's take this function even number, and I'll give, I want the power of 3 for these values. Let's take this new column. Let's hard code this if you want. Say 2 to the power of 3, then it will be 2 into 2 into 2, 3 times. And then we'll take this one column. Say function power equals power of, we'll say 2 comma 3. I'm just hard coding this. Then once we get the result, then we'll change. See, 2 to the power of 3 means it will be 2 into 2 into 2, that is 8. So I'll get the result as 8 here. See, I got 8. Let me change this. This 2, I'll change this to function even, the column. Now I'm taking a column instead of value. Now this will be like, say even, say 50 into 50 into 50. You go and check, I'll get that result here. That is 50 into 50 into 50, or here whatever value is there, it will be this value to the power of 3. If you want to find the square root, then I can use this square root function. Say column then say square root. Function square root equals, let's hard code some value, square root of say 25. Say enter. So this will be 5 in this case, because I'm hard coded this value is 25. So square root of 25 will be 5. See that. Now if you want to specify a column, you can go here, specify any column here, say function even, say enter, then I'll get the square root of this value which are there in the column. See, I'll get the result like this. Next is about the rand functions. Rand and rand between will give me the random numbers. Sometimes if you want to generate some random numbers, in Excel also we have this rand and rand between, there also will generate this random numbers. So here also we have this function which will help me in generating random numbers. Let's go to this column. and then we'll say rand. This rand will actually give me value from 0 to 1, that is between this 0 and 1, that it may give the decimal number as well. Let's go here and check. Say function rand and say enter. No parameter for this. So here it will give me the decimal number, that is from 0 to 1. So it can be 0.001 or 0.1 or something. See, it will be completely from 0 to 1. If you go and check, see, it will be 0 to 1. It's a random number what it will get generated. When I say rand between will give me the starting position and the ending position. So I can give a starting value and the ending value. If you want a value between these values, say I'm working on a project, I want to get some values between some values, then I can use this rand between. So function rand between equals rand between. Now it lasts for the parameter, that is bottom and top. Let's say I want the values from 10 to 1000. Close bracket and say enter. Now I'll get the results from 10 to 1000 only. So this will be a random values. We click here, see, have the value from 10 to 1000. These are some of the number functions. Sometimes I need to check whether the values are right or wrong. Say I want to check whether they are even or odd, or whether they are text or non-text or number. So in that case, I'll be using these information formulas. I want to check if the formula, say the values are even or odd. Then I can use this is even or is odd. So this will give me whether the number is even or odd. Let's take this number only, this rand between, so that I can check immediately the next column itself. It's a new column. So whatever I'm doing now is a column functions. Say function is even equals is even. It lasts for number. I'll use this rand between only. So close bracket, say enter. Here I'll get whether it is even or odd. If it is even, see here, it is even number, say true. If it is odd, it will give me false, like this. So wherever it is even number, it will give me true, otherwise it will give me false. Same thing applies to odd as well. Suppose if you want to check whether the number is odd, since it's a rand between, so it is changing, the values will change. It is getting randomly generated. So let me go here. Say function is odd equals is odd. Is odd. I'll use the same function rand between, close bracket, say enter. See, again it got changed because it's a random number. See, but again if you check this, say if it is even, it will give me even. If it is odd, it will give me true in odd. So in this case 530 is even, so it is giving me true, and in odd it is giving me false. So it will be just reverse of it. So wherever the values are even, that will give me true. Wherever it is odd, it will give me true in the odd column. Same thing we can find whether it's a text or non-text or is number. So if you want, I can just check one of the values here. So here if I check, that it will be everywhere. If I say is number, it will give me true. If it is a text, it will give me as text. So this will be using when we have some numbers which we are extracting from some data. wherein we have got some text also somewhere in the middle. So I have to check that whether they are text or numbers. So in that case, we can use this. So in this case, if I give everywhere, I'll get true only if I select any of these columns. Just we'll work on this one formula is text. But here the information formulas are actually used to just check whether it is true or false. That means the values are matching or not. Let's go here. We just say function, then I'll say is text, or we'll say is number. This number of, we'll take function and we'll say random. Here this will give me true only because it's a number column, but otherwise if there are any text, so what it will do, it will give me false. Same applies to is text, and also this one is logic and is error. Suppose if you have any errors, then this will give me true or false. That is based on the errors. So you can check this. This is just for information, that's all. That means it will give me true or false. Suppose if you go here and check, here everything will be true only, no false, because it's a number column, because we are generating it by a rand between function. Let's go back. Next one is about format. This is very important when I'm changing the format of values. Say format date, or we have format numbers. These are the two different functions which will help me in formatting the values. When I say format date, I'll be using this function to change the format of the date columns. These are predefined, that is general date, long date, medium date, and short date. Let's go here. We have a column called as order date. Let me just use that column itself. I'll select this new column, and then I'll mention it to change the format as general date. Just data function format, say general, equals format, and then it will ask for the value. I'll mention the column, say order date, comma, here I'll mention general date. So general date is nothing but it's like a normal date. Say we have the date, say day, month, and year. So in that format I'll get, it's a simple format like this. See, it's a general format. Same thing I can give long date. Let me just copy the same thing, and here I'll say new column. Here I'll mention as long date. Here I'll say long date. Say enter. When I say long date, I'll get the complete date, say with month name. So it will expand. That is, it's a predefined format which will help me in giving me something like this. See, Monday, June 9, 2014. This is a format which is getting changed by the long date. I'll just change this only as short date. Just changing this short date. So this will become a short date format which is similar to this general format only. And suppose if I take this medium date, now it will be like date hyphen month name hyphen then year, like this. These are predefined formats. I can use custom formats as well. Custom format means, say suppose if you want only date, then I can use this D or DD. This is 2 digits date, 3 characters of the day or the complete day. For month I can use M, for year I can use this 5. If you want the combination, then I can use DD, MM like this. Let's see how to work on this custom formats. Let's go to this new column. And then we'll give the same format, but now we'll give the custom formats. Say function date custom equals format open bracket. It asks for the value. I'll say order date. I'll say comma. Just I'll give only D. We'll work on the same column with all the options. When I say D, I'll get the single digit date. Say 9, 9, 11, 25 something. Suppose if I mention it 2D, then it will give me DD, that is 010203, that is 2-digit date value. Suppose if I'm giving 3Ds and then say enter, then it will give me the characters. Say Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like this. Suppose if I want the full day, then I'll say 4Ds, say enter, I'll get say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that form, that is complete weekday I'll get. Right, this is for day. Same thing, let me copy this. We have for month as well, that is M or MM I can use for month, that is with 4 characters. Let me just paste it here. Then say custom, we'll make it as month. I'm just putting all this in this column so that you can refer it. Say M, it will give me single digit month. Then if I give MM, it will be 2-digit of the month. Then if I give, see here 06, then 04, that's 2 digits. Now if I say one more M, that means it will give me Jan, Feb, March in a short format. And if I give 4M, then it will give me the complete month name. Okay, see, then I'll say one more M, 4Ms, then I'll get the complete month. I can combine this. Let's see how we can combine the whole date. So I'll get this complete. So for year, I can say YY, 4 Ys, that will give me the complete year as well. Fine. Now let's go here. I'll combine all these, say day, month, and year, and then we'll check how we'll get the customized formats for the date. Just pasting the same thing. I'll say custom date. Here we'll say DD, comma, MMM, comma, YYY. This is for day, month, and year. Suppose if you want the day as well, say Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, that also I can give it here with this format. So what will happen? It will take this format for the date which we have mentioned here, and I'll get the result here. See, I'll get this format. But when I'm using this format, keep in mind, this will become a text column. So all these are text actually. they're not numbers. The format will get changed and this will be converted into text formats. Fine. Similarly, I can change the formats of numbers as well. So here I have this general number. That means it will give me the general format. If you want to have a percentage, then I can use this percentage. Then I have the standard format. That is, depending on the columns, it will give me the standard format as well. Let's go and check this quickly. I'll add a column. Let's take the sales column itself because that is having some decimal numbers. Say format numbers. Format, then I'll say sales, then I'll say general number. Say enter. Like in Excel also we have this general number currency, something similar to this. See, this will get converted to general number. Suppose let's go and see if we have any numbers with 1000 values. We have only till 99. Okay, yeah, here we have this 1000, say 1004 something. You can see this has become like a text. If it was a number, the 1000 would have gone the bottom. Now since it's a text, so all the 1 is getting sorted here. See, there is no 1000 separator here. So let's say I'll make this as standard, like what we have here standard. I'll just copy this. Say standard. See, now I got this 1000 separators. Let's click on this, scroll down. See here, we have this 1000 separator up this 2000 comma like this. Now when I say percentage, for that let's take some column which has got decimal numbers. So we'll take this function rand to convert the column into percentage. A function percentage, say format, say function rand. Because it's a decimal number, it will be easy for me to convert this into percentage. So there I have the decimal number that will get converted to percentage. Percent, sorry, just copy this. Get percent. See, it's getting converted into percent. If you want to customize, so here I've given the customize formats as well. That is for decimals I can use, sorry, for percentage I can use 0 percentage, or if you want with decimal I'll say 0.0 percentage. Say I'll just take this and we'll remove this percent and say 0%. I can just mention like this. That will convert to percentage without decimal numbers. It's taking a lot of time. So same thing, you can work with 0.0 percentage as well. which will give me it got hacked. Okay,